gods of rap, baby.
I toasted when we made it, a lot of my niggas faded. Hey, I heard a lot of hating and talks to be overrated. That's that spark that gets me off. All my thoughts have been masticated. I have to take it like castrating the rapid rapist. The pack is sacred. We nuts, boy, we macadamia. My raps are framing. I'm insane if ain't gon' be no payment. I can't explain it. Hit the plane before I make it rain. Don't chicks complaining. The strict arrangement, the skip containment. If I get debated, the nigga played it. It's how we shoot. Do it with the fader and lay him out on the ivory scoop. Plus what I recoup looking marvelous. Yo.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
How y'all feeling?
What
We
it
back
do?
in the building. You already know. On God, we back in the
On
building.
God,
You understand what I'm
shorty.
saying? We in the house.
Who we episode number 8?
Well, yeah, it would
Feel like 8.
We got a lost episode.
We do. It's around. It's
still
just
on?
quiet as fuck.
Right. Is it still on? All right, I think we're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think we rocking.
Cool beans.
How
you feeling? How you been?
Yo, it's been a long, couple of weeks, but I'm alright. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Can't nobody keep Pinpoint down.
Can't nobody
You
keep me
feel
down.
me? Yeah, that's what the fuck it is. So, what's been up with you, man? How you been?
Been good.
Yeah.
Been good. Since the last time, it's been freeing not to have to do the play or anything like that, not to have anything major going on.
Right.
But even then, it's still like every day is something. So every day I'm still doing something right after work.
Every day's a hustle, man.
Yeah, working on the car or doing whatever. But it's good because it's good not to be busy. It's good to be busy for me.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying the busybody mode
Cool,
that
man.
I'm in right now.
I guess it's better to be busy than bored and the days dragging out.
I don't even have enough time to watch TV, and sometimes that's awful because you kind of want to check some stuff out. But sometimes it's great because you feel like you actually did something that day.
Definitely some stuff I'm still waiting for you to check out. You know what I mean? But it's cool.
You're right. I gotta get there.
It's
I will.
It's okay.
I will. We're getting better, and things may pick back up eventually.
Yeah. I got you.
So.
Well, yo, back to y'all. You already know what it is. It's your boy Pinpoint. Let me run y'all down my aliases real quick in case y'all ain't know. Right? You are now talking to your boy Pinpoint the God, aka Gloria's only son, aka Tony Pepperoni, aka TKBX1, aka Thick Dick Nick, aka Fuck You Say to Me Whore, aka Will Nye the Highest Guy. You feel me? And on my motherfucking left,
I am L3 Simple Yo from the future. We here, baby.
Yo from the future. That's
we
what it is.
We live in it. That's for sure.
So thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to y'all on the live. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get to see this shit first. We appreciate y'all being subscribed to our Facebook page. We are not on Instagram Live tonight. For those of y'all who have noticed, we will be in the future. You know what I'm saying? We're just scaling it down a little bit for the night. Got some shit for y'all. Apologize to anybody who's listened to episode 7 on YouTube. The volume is a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm gonna work on it.
That one may go in the dumpster.
Yeah, we may lose it, but it was some cool convo. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what we can do to save it. But just wanted to give a quick apology to anybody who's kind of pissed off about that. You know what I'm saying? We know. You know what I mean? But yeah, yo, we gonna jump right into this motherfucker.
I'm not gonna lie. This bottle is not aesthetically pleasing.
The bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know. I lost my mind.
Oh, was it needed?
It's not. It was being used, but it's not needed.
I was just saying maybe it is. I didn't know the circumstances.
Right.
That looks
no
much
bottles
better.
On
that looks the smaller drink, perfect. Yeah.
It's more in the background, not the foreground.
Yeah, for sure. That joint's just like
slanted,
right there, and
it wasn't even a good
great.
joint. It was like a 7-Eleven joint.
I ain't want to call you out on it.
Listen, this was a quick grab before the studio, and I just never drank it. This was to keep my moist. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in there rapping,
it's green tea, but I still wouldn't have chose that. What is it good?
It's okay.
Does it taste like green tea? Does it taste like Lipton?
But it's green-ish and vibe.
But like they have Lipton at 7-Eleven.
Probably. I mean, honestly, this was a backup drink. If you must know, I did like the 2 sodas for one, and I was like, I might be thirsty.
All right, that's fair enough.
I mean, I spent quite a bit, and I bought some cigarettes. That was like $13 by itself.
I'm
not a cheap nigga.
I would never.
Was like, I get extra tea. You know
I would never.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm on the frugal side, so we'll see how that gets when I get rich.
It'll be interesting.
I think I'll still be frugal, but like I'll have sweats on getting out of my Ferrari. You know what I mean?
Well, that's everybody now.
But I might have a suit. I might have a suit on every now and then too.
Yeah.
Like I might have a nice fitted suit. Yeah, I think I want to rock like that.
Because I was gonna say, you know, athleisure wear. That's the shit. That's
For sure.
It ain't really formal no more. You know what I'm saying? That's a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, especially if you're owning things, you know, what do you need to be super fly for?
Yeah, shit. You ever seen Adam Sandler walking around in pictures and shit?
True. Especially if you've already got the family, you know, unless your wife requires different, unless she wants to see you suited and booted, sure. But aside from that, you just live at that point.
Yeah.
You just live how you want to live. You be comfortable. I feel like that's what being rich is about, being comfortable. I bought some nicer hand soap.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, because I'm doing a little better these days, so I bought some nicer hand soap. And I'm like,
is this what I was missing out on?
Yeah, like this is nice. This is a small
little
luxury.
Simple things, yo.
Yeah,
It's the simple things.
Small little luxury. I enjoyed it. I really liked it.
I try to say, like, I haven't said this to you, but I say this sometimes. Like, yo, every time you go to the grocery store, buy one thing that you've never had before, even if that means you have to change grocery stores.
That's interesting.
Because even if it's like an extra $3.49, an extra
right,
fuck it. Even if it's an extra $7 for the new experience, for new things you can say you hate or love.
Yeah,
just to officially mark it off on the list. Why not?
I'm a substitute kind of guy, so I would do that and take away whatever is similar to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yo, you'd be surprised, even if it's like a seasoning or like a thing that you've heard people cook with in shows. I'm like, what the fuck are shallots? Like, just go get something.
I have caught myself kind of. I haven't been intentional about it, but I've caught myself doing that. Like that sounded great. Right? It's a really nice sound.
How you know the mic's working? Hell
yeah. It's a really nice sound.
Effect. Should be paying me for this Coke.
Yeah, that's a really good sound. But yeah, so I'll be in the store and I'm like, you know what? How do I know what I like?
Right,
You
based on.
I'm
what
just
people served you throughout your childhood?
Yeah, that's mainly it. You know, I mean, I've been living on my own for a little while now, but it's still like every now and then. Yeah, it's still like every now and then. Hey, you got to explore something. That's
my point.
Let's check this out, and I have to get myself past the wasting the money part. But like, you know, I'm going to check this out. I tried. Matter of fact, I did it today. Went to Chipotle and I put guac.
There you go.
On my stuff.
How'd that go?
You know, it wasn't awful. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't do it again, but I don't need to. It was just like, okay. So here's
everybody's guac is different too.
True. It was a little. It was salty. I don't know how it normally tastes. Okay. It's not super salty.
Have to be,
yeah, it wasn't super salty. It was slightly salty. But as I'm going in, I'm looking at it. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try guac today. And then she goes, hey, just so you guys know, if you want sour cream, it's going to be a wait. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm definitely getting guac so I can have
something.
Yeah.
A cool, moist like item in this fucking burrito. Or
yeah, for sure. So it turned out good.
I'm going to say
I'm okay that I'm happy I tried something.
You saying that just made me think of something, and I don't know if this is doable, right? But picture, you know what our setup looks like. They don't know, right?
True.
Do you think it's possible to execute our version of this podcast at a sizable booth at a restaurant? Because we generally are just having conversation at a moderate volume between the two of us. It's not like we're taking calls. We're not really doing a lot.
Yeah, so there's, honestly, we could use a GoPro.
We could
set the GoPro at the end of the table, and then we could, I think it would be best if we got mics.
Yeah, we still should, but I mean, in theory, if this thing, the thing we use charges up,
right?
And we bring these little baby mics to the table. Yeah, they'll see them when they're bringing us our shit, but it's like, yeah, mind your business.
Well,
we're running our
right. Up. But I was just thinking about just getting small.
mics. Smaller mics.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess the only thing
I have to figure out how that works, but I think I don't know, but I think you can do that through GoPro. I think GoPro has microphones.
Maybe so. I think my thought is like, I wonder I guess it just depends on if we're in a loud ass noisy part of the restaurant.
Right.
But in theory, I think we can execute that because I don't know that I've seen a lot of live podcasts that show up at random places like a coffee shop and then TGI Fridays.
I see them, but they're more pronounced. It's like there's a thing going on here.
Right, so they're there because of that, and people are acknowledging that there's a show.
Right.
See, we would just be popping up while niggas is like, yeah, yo, I told that bitch fuck off at that. And we were like,
I wonder if that's a problem.
Show.
I wonder if that would be a problem.
I almost want to do it just to see if they tell us to leave, because if so, then that's just content for us for some other shit.
True.
But if it works, then we could just make that a thing. Like, yup, it's time to go get some nachos and guac and do our pod. Anyway, sorry. Y'all might see us
I'm gonna do one thing
at a restaurant one day, even if it's until they kick us out.
You may see it.
I just wanted to talk about that on camera in front of y'all motherfuckers, because why not?
I'll leave it.
Cool. But yeah, yo, that's dope. Because my thing is, back to the food thing, it's like, yo, if it doesn't happen, when you're with your family, the only other types of ways you can try new shit is like potlucks at work, or you're dating somebody that makes different shit and is telling you about what and you're like, oh, I never had that before. Or you go to a restaurant and they're bold, right? Like you read the full description and be like, I've never had that, I'm gonna order this. But most people don't want to do that. You read something you've never had before, the restaurant's not the time to try it.
Yeah.
Because it could be an expensive dish and now you fucked up your whole meal, you didn't like it. So honestly, yo, y'all should do that shit, and you kind of already are, you know what I mean? Really, like get a new thing every time.
Slowly but surely.
It feels very adult-like.
Yeah.
I fuck up sometimes and don't do it, but it's cool.
Right.
If you're doing a full grocery
it does seem adult-like. It's kind of freeing too. It's just like, I'm doing what I want to do.
You don't gotta ask anybody like, can you please try it? Like, it might be good. I promise I'll eat it all. Yeah. Fuck that. Your money. Grab them random ass fruits you never had before.
It's crazy the limitations.
Throw that shit away. Like,
yes.
If you don't like it, plow. You can give it away.
Yeah.
But it might be hard to, so it's okay. All right, it's cool. But it's okay if you can't give it away. You know what I'm saying? At least you spent your hard-earned money on it, and you got to try something different. Tomorrow's not real, people, so you might not get a chance to try a motherfucking, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a pear. So I should probably buy a pear before I die, right?
You've never had a pear?
Fuck no. That shit's like a fucking weird ass snowman apple. Like, what the fuck?
But
fam,
never?
If I have, it was in secret. Like, a nigga didn't tell me they cut up the pears. How do you even? No. Do you peel it and then bite it?
No, it's like an apple.
Well, some people like to peel their apple. You know
you can peel it.
You can peel it.
All right, so like a child would want
I need to peel a pear, but to
not
me,
a grown man, not a grown person.
Because I have no reference point, I feel like a pear would just be a less sweet apple, and I don't want that.
But you have to try it.
Right. To my own point I've been making, you're right. Because I can't die and be like,
now I don't want to tell you how it tastes.
My tombstone would be like, he never had a pear.
Look, God forbid you die tomorrow, but that's coming up at your funeral.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, yeah. They're gonna ask me to speak. I'm like, yeah. He never, he never had a pear.
Damn. You at least gotta sing it for me, bro. Like, he never had a pear.
Bro, that was good. That sounded pretty good. That was legit.
Yeah. Nah, you'll do it for real though. But yeah, yo, and I gotta get better with it. So hopefully by one of the next times y'all talk to me, I'll be like, I found a pear and I bit it.
Yeah, well, I think you can buy them individually. So
yeah, that'd be the plan.
Yeah.
So maybe if they got them at Wegmans, I guess I'll be in Wegmans one day.
Try a pear. You may be disappointed, but try it.
Probably.
You may really like it because someone who doesn't like butter and sugar in their rice.
Well, that's because rice is a savory dinner type item and not. That's what they make rice pudding for. You see the difference?
This is ridiculous.
Rice and like pot roast. Pot roast rice shouldn't have sugar in it.
How else are you going to get kids to eat rice?
You fucking tell them you're the adult. Like, what the fuck? I'm not bargaining with you, nigga. Fucking be hungry. That's crazy, bro. Hell no, they didn't put sugar in my rice. I just had to eat that fucking shit.
That's ridiculous. I can never just eat plain rice.
I mean, it wasn't plain. It had when it was my parents,
like
that shit had gravy in it.
Seasoning.
Yeah, it was like gravy and pepper.
So
and like butter.
It's just opposite.
Good.
Y'all chose
savory.
Salt. We chose sugar.
Yeah, but savory is correct. It's not about choice. We were right. You guys were wrong.
This guy.
In this case, if y'all eat sugar rice with your dinner
with butter
and sugar, comment.
Yeah.
However, if you eat regular savory rice with your savory fucking dinner, like the rest of us, comment. We want to know. We need a vote. I'm going to start asking on Facebook. I'm going to tag niggas. It's crazy. This is the second time. Third, fourth time it's come up. I don't think I'm going to lose this.
I ate something the other day. I'm like, he doesn't know what he's
I don't think I'm going to lose this. Fam, that is not what that is.
No, there's definitely a way that you're definitely probably going to lose this.
There are so many other things that sugar goes in that has nothing to do with fucking grains of rice.
Do you eat sugar in your spaghetti?
Sugar, I add to spaghetti to cut the acid.
You see what I'm saying?
No.
You see what I'm saying? That's something that should not have sugar.
Let me explain.
And I'll eat it with sugar.
You can't taste the sugar when I put it in there. I used to be against it, but once I started becoming an adult that has acid reflux problems, the sugar, people know this.
Now he's an old man.
The sugar will cut the acid in the tomato. Rice doesn't come with natural tomato acid.
Eat it like a man.
I don't have to cut the acid in rice because rice is a base. You feel me? Sugar's added to cut the acid in tomato. You'll understand in a couple more years, young man. But for now, I'm not using. You know what I'm saying? It's not because I want my spaghetti sweet. I refuse to let it become sweet. However, I don't want to be up all night like. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit feel. You're not gonna shame me out of this, son. I'm gonna win the fucking vote. I'm gonna post a poll.
There's no way.
I'm gonna post a poll.
No way.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of if I lose, it's because everybody that somehow saw this shit was under 20.
Now, are we asking whether they have done it or whether
preferable rice consumption?
Okay,
with dinner.
Great. So, with that being said, don't comment unless you tried either one of them.
Oh fuck no! Comment what you prefer because you just have common sense. If you haven't tried either, like for example, if you haven't tried mine but you think it would be delicious, it's okay to say that. If you haven't tried his, but you think it would be delicious, it's okay to say that. I know no one's going to say that because that's fucking stupid. But you're allowed to because it's on God. Like, keep it funky, you know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
Listen, you said it, so somebody else will, but just not a lot of
That is the main reason to eat rice.
It is not. The main reason to eat rice is to pair it with your meat and your fucking veggie. It's the only starch. Like, you know what I mean? It's a starch. Yo, it's a starch.
You're not supposed to be eating it anyway, so you might as well make it delicious.
A sweet starch. You want to double down on fuck your life?
Fuck it. Yeah, let's go.
All right, yo. I'm not wrong. Trust me. I'm the fat guy in the room. I know how to eat shit.
Well, you should be eating butter, sugar, and rice.
You want me to be the fatter guy in the room? I'm already the fat guy.
Fuck it. Let's have a good time.
That's crazy. I'm not that fat.
Bert Kreischer's doing great with it.
But I'm a fat eater guy, fat guy in the room. What happened?
Bert Kreischer's doing great with it.
Bert
Kreischer?
Oh, I didn't know how to pronounce the old name. I know that nigga though.
Kreischer.
Kreischer.
He's a great storyteller.
He is.
That's what he's good at. He's a really, really good storyteller.
And his boy, Tom.
Yes.
Segura.
Yeah, for sure.
That motherfucker's hilarious. Yeah, yo. I'm gonna let you go first. You got some L's.
Am I going with the L's3s?
Yeah,
let's see what's on L's3s.
I had some shit I need
actually, yeah. So one of the ones that I had like a little while ago was you know, do we want to start with basketball?
I guess we can. The players are on right now.
We'll get to basketball afterwards. Now I saw the so immersion theater. Do you know what that is?
Not exactly.
Well, I don't know if it's just this one particular company. I can't remember. So what I was doing last year, I quit my job just to be a free person. It's not a great financial decision. However, it was freeing.
Hell yeah.
So I did that, and in the time of doing that, it's like you still need to make money. So I tried this thing, immersion theater, where they, you might hire these people to have a murder mystery at your dinner party or something like that.
Oh shit! Okay.
So I was one of those people, and I just wanted to talk about the experience. I think the experience is great for some. For me, it's not the kind of acting or entertainment that I'm kind of into, I guess.
You mean as a participant or as the actual actor?
As the actor.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was the actor. So now the times that I did it, there were kind of cool rewards, right? So you get paid very minimal, but you get paid something to do it. But the times that I did it, I got free food, and it was good food because you're at a dinner event that these businesses are putting on. So I got good food. I think I got like a $50 tip on one occasion. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Fuck, man, $50.
I was like, this is pretty cool. It is a pretty cool experience. The thing that I wasn't so much a fan of is the like transportation. Live doesn't want to be live no more.
What the hell? Let me check that out, y'all.
But
that shit just randomly paused itself. That's crazy.
It's like, yo, you're on here.
We back. I don't know what happened. I guess we had too many people that gave a fuck. Shout out to the chat room now that I stood up there. Shout out my man Joe. Shout out Paul. Shout out Chris. I hope y'all still watching. If
What's
more
going
people,
on?
If there's more people, I can't see the list because I don't want to fuck up the way that joint is set up.
It's all good. Yeah, it's
You know
going to do it to
me. I'm
me.
sorry,
Got
y'all.
mine.
We
It's
back.
on
We
right
back.
now.
We back. If y'all notice it's gone, we back. I'm sorry.
It just went out there. I saw it go out.
Okay,
So
cool,
they
cool.
didn't miss much. But so the experience was pretty cool. So it's just you, and I've talked to you about this before, putting yourself into other people's bubbles, you know, talking to people, getting people amped up and interactive. The more they drink, the easier it gets.
Hell yeah.
If they're drinking. But if they're not drinking, then it's just, you know, especially if you're dealing with kids in colleges and stuff like that, then it's just like you're pulling teeth trying to get them involved because no one wants to be embarrassed. But then you have some people who are really outgoing and they're ready to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a little bit of both. I had a couple times where I messed up. There was a time where this lady messed up and she took it so serious to the point where she started tearing up and she was sorry that she let us down and this, that. I'm like, this is crazy. But one of the main things why I couldn't really get with it was the traveling situation. We had to,
involved?
yeah, which was fine, but you had to travel together.
Uh-huh.
I guess to kind of hold each other accountable. Like, so no one's like, because you can't really be late. Because we need you to be the other character. You know what I mean? So it's to hold everyone accountable so everyone drives together.
Okay.
And that's something. So then you're realizing that you're riding with other people, dealing with their driving characteristics. I couldn't do it, man. So that was the biggest turnoff. And like I said, the other thing was just, I don't like that style of entertainment where I have to pull teeth to get people involved in the experience.
Yeah.
So... But it was really, really cool to check it out, and I felt welcome. And I appreciate everyone for helping me out with that. But it was fun for the time.
So let me just say that first of all, I didn't know that you were able to be involved in one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I always pictured that as some shit that it sounded like I was not going to be able to find one anywhere, right? Like it seems like something that wouldn't happen in my neighborhood or in my
Right.
whatever. Or maybe not even in the state almost, or it had to be somewhere like a cornier area to find that shit. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was kind of like something I would only see in movies. I would never actually be somewhere where like, hey, we got a bunch of fucking college actors and some senior actors, and we're gonna put on a whole whodunit at dinner, and enjoy your steak. But somebody died. Like I never thought. Yeah. So in my mind, finding one of those would be amazing, especially if I knew one of the motherfuckers in it. But from what you just told me, I'd have been like, "Oh no, that lady is just a regular lady and she fucked up, and this is boring."
Well, see, if you're an actor, the goal is not to allow, no one should know that you fucked
any
up.
chinks in the armor, right?
Yeah. So there was a time where I messed up, and the lady was kind of like, I was supposed to die, but not yet. So I started dying, and and then once I realized, oh, this is not the time I'm supposed to die. So I kind of start, working my way up to, just undying, just make it funny at that point. I'm like, oh, well, I actually feel pretty fine right now.
Make it seem like that was part of it.
Yeah, make it seem like it's part of it. But then she's come over like, hey, you're not supposed to die yet. Shut up.
Right, like you just broke both our characters.
Yeah, like I know that I messed up, but don't let them know I messed up.
Right. Sorry, guys, he's a little bit new. Wow.
So but in that moment, I'm in my mind. I don't know what my facial expression said, but in my mind, I'm like, I get it. I know. Just let's keep going with the show. That's what we are supposed to do. We're actors. You know what I mean? We are actors. So you are supposed to just keep going on with the show. If someone messes up, you roll with that person.
Right.
That's it.
What's happening now?
Yeah, that's it. And so then when I died again, it was even funnier that time because it's like, oh, he actually died this time.
So I guess I could still have a good time with that. I really didn't know
you would have a good time.
Existed.
Depending on, as long as you have good people, good actors who are fun and stuff like that, you can have a good time. There's always someone who's going to be there to have fun. Some like Big Mama or something like that. She's always going to be a good time. So, and people get to wear hats and stuff like that. So some people ain't trying to wear a hat, but it's only good in an environment where it's easy to hear us.
That makes sense.
If it's hard to hear us or if there's a lot of people talking, it's not going to be a good game. I had a horrible one to the point where some of the people were like, you guys did as best you could.
Yeah, they're like, we can't hear them niggas in the back is drunk and shit.
Yeah, it was just
ordering drinks loud.
It was just crazy, or the space just isn't meant
acoustic
for that. Yeah, either the acoustics, and then sometimes there's not enough seating for everyone, so trying to get around everyone. And I think, and what the issue sometimes was that same person who took it. The one person took it really serious, so she was even getting irritated and frustrated. Like
you can see it.
Yeah, but my thing, I'm here. It don't matter.
Right, if y'all don't want to enjoy the experience we're prepared to offer, then that's on you.
It is what it is. Let's just have a good time as best as we can. So, but yeah, it was cool. Shout out to y'all, but it was fun. But I started getting anxiety knowing that I had to do it. So I'm like, all right, let me not do it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. But it was cool.
Interesting. Okay. Well, then I still have faith that I can check one of those out.
Yeah. No, you get some good people. It'll be fun. You got any of your pins points?
I do. I want to bring up a couple quick shooters that aren't going to last very long. One.
Yeah, because Immersion Theater lasted probably way too long.
Not necessarily. But one, since we were kind of going to bring up the NBA, I just want to say one thing, and I know more NBA shit's going to come up later because the playoffs are active. But I want to say, your boy, not who you think I'm talking about either, KD, finally got a little haircut.
Looking fly.
And then they lost the fucking game. Like, damn, he ain't never going to do it again. We got one.
Kawhi was on. But
he's never going to do it again because they fucking lost.
When I saw him with the haircut, I was like, yo, this is going to be, like, you know how they talk about mustache Braun?
Yeah.
There's like this, they're like, yo, haircut KD?
Like, he's
haircut KD was, I mean, he was always a bucket, but haircut KD?
Right now.
That's that dude. Yeah, so hopefully they win the next game, but
if not, he will get scruffy KD forever.
He looks good.
It was cool, man. It was like, oh shit, now he looks like one of my friends.
Instead
of just like, what the fuck?
For some reason, it almost made him look more like a superstar or something.
I guess. I mean, I just thought like, yo, why didn't you do that before? Because to a degree, it almost looked like he just brushed it and got a slight shape up. It wasn't even like he got like a lot of detailed work done.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just was like, you can do
haircut.
something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't like Jalen Rose it, Mr. $100 ass, yo, with the Beijing splatches and shit. He just was like, I'll allow you to cut it.
Yeah.
And you can use a brush. Both. That's the part. The brush is what sealed it.
It did look like somebody else did it.
Yeah.
Like someone cut him and then like he still don't brush his hair.
He didn't do it.
Like right before the game, someone's like, I got you, baby.
Somebody in the back was like,
I got you, baby.
The cameras is on. We in fucking West Coast.
I think before he just doubled down, he's like, oh, y'all don't like my haircut?
Fuck you.
I don't give a fuck.
I honestly thought he was walking around on some old like, I'm too tall for anybody to be focused up with. My problem with that is like, yo, amongst regular people, yes. However, where
not
most
NBA players,
right? But fuck the NBA players, where 99% of people see you is on TV. Yeah. And on TV, the cameras are way taller than you.
Yeah.
So we can see all of it, nigga. Like if I met you in person, I probably, and that was the first way I saw you, I wouldn't have thought nothing of it because I wouldn't have been able to see this shit. I'm a little nigga compared to you.
You still gotta be able to get a side.
I'm not saying it's the right approach. Right. I just always thought like he must just feel like I'm tall. Fuck it, like all right, you whatever.
I think so. It's one of the reasons why I respect KD and why I love KD so much is that he's just seems like he only cares about hooping.
He does. Also, I'll add that one of the reasons I fuck with him is he seems like a regular nigga.
Yeah.
Like I could, like you know what I mean. Like I could have had a conversation with yo
for sure.
In the past and possibly still now, he would just say regular nigga responses, like you know what I mean.
But no, I think he's pretty introspective too. So I think he'd be a good person to talk to, like outside of basketball. Yeah, I agree to that, and I also agree that he seems like he's just worried about the hoop, which was the other piece I took with his haircut thing. It's like he's like, nigga, I'm getting paid to hoop. I don't give a fuck about that now. It's like I got it. But that's the thing that kind of confused me because it's like the basketball gods are out to get him.
Yeah,
like he's always got it. Like when he got hurt during the warm up, I'm like, yo,
that's
crazy.
That shit was
Like
ridiculous.
like now I'm starting to blame somebody. Like I'm blaming somebody who's not KD. Like why did that have to happen? Right. Like KD of all people wants to hoop and that's
did he
it.
Get those shoes out? Did one of y'all recommend that particular pair?
Did you see
that
it?
Night? Like what the? I saw the replay of it.
I wasn't
watching the warm ups in real time.
I saw the replay, but I just didn't understand. Like, you think he just stepped wrong and the shoe didn't get, or like the shoe gripped too much?
It literally just seemed like it leaned a bit. Maybe he had a little bit more weight right there than he was used to,
and then the shoe just gripped. or something.
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe it was a little slipperier there than it should have been, so it helped it bow in a little easier.
That was so upsetting.
Yeah, and that was like it's supposed to be his first game when he had joined the team, right? And we got all screwed out of that.
Yeah.
It's
was
almost
it the first
like,
or the second?
I thought it was the first, maybe, and if not, maybe it was the first home game. But I thought it was the very first one.
I think it was the first home game.
It almost made it like, not to be this way, but it almost made it like a wrestling, like WWF type shit, like. You know how that should be like scripted.
It was like a storyline. Like, this is crazy.
Guess you're gonna have to watch this game because you were already waiting to, but you're gonna have to wait a couple more weeks before you get to see that KD unveil. We need to keep these ratings up as long as shit happened like that, and you'd be like, really?
Like he was still hurt, but hey, we need ratings, so go act like you're gonna play.
Right, and then pretend to roll it, but really you rolled it earlier. But if we get that on camera, gold. Like there's somebody in the background pulling random strings here and there, like, hey, I've been assigned with making tonight's game more interesting because the ratings suggest it's not going to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to suggest that you were DMing his mom or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You used to know his girlfriend in high school and they were going to insinuate that in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying?
I like that
like,
theory better.
fam, what the fuck?
I mean, KD would be more entertaining if he's in the game. But
Giannis.
I still like that theory better.
Morant. And
that's insane.
All of them niggas died on like the first play of the first series. Like that's bullshit.
What's Mike? Tyler Hero.
Hero, Giannis, and Morant. Like
and
really, bitch.
The fact that Morant and Hero had hand injuries, and they said that Hero broke his hand.
Yeah, like there's no chance
did he break a couple
him.
Fingers?
At the time, I haven't looked for an update, but at the time of that game, throughout the end of the game, it always kept saying broken hand.
I guess what he hit the dude's shoe or his leg?
I assumed that when he went jiving for the loose ball, that he must have like landed on top of one of his hands with his own body weight because he was kind of by himself at that point. But he did take a long slide. You know what I'm saying? Freak accidents. It was like some Final Destination shit. Yeah, like, fam, what are y'all talking about?
I haven't even clicked on the Giannis to see. Oh, I did see how he fell.
Mm-hmm. Kind of one of those go up for it.
Yeah, and he like twisted and just went down. So it's like the John Morant thing was just like, why you fall like that?
You know what's fucked up? I missed both of those injuries in real time, and you want to know why? Because I was working on the God's album in the fucking basement. I have all the shit on my phone, but I was like busy. Normally, while he's doing shit, I'd be like watching the game. Hey. I was getting text messages like, so-and-so dead, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? I try to pull it up, and it's like, also, so-and-so just died. I'm like, fuck, I'm in the booth. I'm like, yo, no, I missed all the shots, missed all of the fucking deaths, yo. I missed all of that shit. But
while I was actually just watching the game.
Right, that's fucked up. So make sure I caught that album. We be working. You know what I'm saying?
I did my part.
He had already,
I did my part. I thought about showing.
It's okay. I was busy. I was fucking busy. But I
done fell asleep during the Phoenix game that night.
Bro, I fell asleep.
No, Golden State and Sacramento. I fell asleep in the third quarter.
I fell asleep on the second Golden State Sacramento game.
Last night?
I missed the Draymond stop.
Oh yeah.
But goddamn, if I ain't see it on Facebook,
the memes were brilliant.
Fam,
the memes. The only one I was surprised I didn't see was Stomp. Kirk Franklin joint.
No, I posted that today.
Oh, did you?
I literally posted that today.
Okay. I was like, why would no one post that? I saw the one that had me really rolling was Stone Cold Steve Austin stomping the dude. Oh, he was stomping the dude in the corner, and the fact that they brought that up, the timing was just epic. But I'm not so mad at it. I'm not so mad at him doing it
because
don't grab me. Right. Don't grab me. Now, granted, it may have been a little extra, but don't grab me. Because I feel like Sabonis be doing some sneaky stuff from time to time. I've seen him play, and this is the first time I'm really seeing him play. I thought he was a shooter. Oh, did you?
Bro, I literally.
Oh, that's good.
It's the timing, yo. And then I put one on TikTok. So TikTok, here's the thing. I tried to then add that one to TikTok. TikTok
wouldn't let you.
It removed the sound and told me that it was copyrighted. And I'm like, so first of all, I didn't say that it wasn't Kirk Franklin. I'm just telling you as TikTok that it's your job to identify the song in my post and put that shit at the bottom. But they wouldn't. So then I went in and was like, all right, I'll add it myself. And it wouldn't. I looked up the song and they didn't have it. So what I did was I changed it to this one. You know what I'm saying? Fucking old Young Buck shit. Same shit, but I had to change the song because they acted like they didn't know who Kirk Franklin was, but also I was stealing his music.
But with that song, they
was totally fine because it was in their database. So I was able to add it through them.
Oh, you know what that
instead
is?
of myself. You feel me?
You know what that is?
What's that is?
They are not trying to allow anyone to be religious on TikTok.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's what that sounds
well,
like.
It got banned in Montana.
They don't want God on TikTok.
Montana is, maybe that's why Montana said no TikTok. Because maybe they're a religious state.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the other quick hitters I wanted to say, I'm just going to read you this thing. And then if it invokes some conversation, let's have it, right?
Okay.
All right. Here's a factoid for y'all. We're going to make it a topic a little bit. In 1993, a Missouri man purposely damaged a levee on the Mississippi River to delay his wife coming home from work so he could party. Instead, the river flooded 14,000 acres. He was arrested and convicted of causing a catastrophe, and he was sentenced to life in prison. Let's talk about that. Fam! Has there ever been a bigger fuck up technically?
Okay, so I do need some clarification. But first off, the party that these guys must have been epic.
First of all, my question was around
to go to that kind of a level.
Because
how did he damage it? Does it say?
Yeah, I didn't research it further, but I'm sure I can while we're talking.
Like he caused a flood?
He damaged the levee so that enough water would come out to cause delays for her to come home. But I guess he thought the levee that he damaged wasn't enough to cause significant flooding. But how does a random man measure flooding per levee? Like, how the fuck, what was his equation like? Oh, it's just one. There's probably like 700 of them, but it would be enough. Because then how would you know? Because in order to know it's enough to delay your wife's route, you would have to know that the water would go specifically impact her route somehow.
Yeah.
And how many people do take her route that you did? So you still knew you was going to do significant negative shit.
Did anyone get like hurt?
That part, again, the little blurb that I found,
they didn't
come out and say. But the fact that they gave him life to me suggests that he either did uncoverable amounts of property damage to both the city and people's individual properties, cars, houses.
Wow.
Or that, some lives were lost. Because how do you go to jail forever for doing some The Hangover type shit? Like, yo, I was just, that is almost a movie plot.
I think that's the thing where they were like, yo, first off, I can't believe someone had the idea to do this.
Right.
Second off, I can't believe somebody had the audacity to do this. We got to make this a life sentence. So no one does this again. This has to be a life sentence.
Let's talk about the word party, too. Because until I can dig up more information on this story,
that's crazy.
Was it a real party? Or was he partying with like a couple of strippers? Was he partying with a prostitute? Like the party for me was the caveat that was not defined. Like what kind of party would make you be like, let's flood some shit for I got extra time?
Because so where was this at?
Or was he cleaning up after the party? Missouri.
Oh, I was ready to say, because maybe they were over in Missouri trying to do like a Missouri kind of Freaknik.
Maybe
because Freaknik's been all the rage these days as far as conversations go. In social media, so maybe they were having parties like that. So when they said a party that made him want to do that kind of a thing, I'm thinking it's got to be a Freaknik kind of party where anything goes.
Let me say a little bit more stuff. So his name,
wow,
this is real.
I see cars that
submerged.
I see the roof of cars. You guys got to check this out. How can they check this out?
I googled 1993 Missouri flood and Google pre-filled for me caused by man. That's how wild.
The man's name is supposedly James Robert Scott. James Robert Scott is the mastermind behind
the Great
this.
Flood of 1993 in West Quincy, Missouri.
This is epic.
They gave this nigga a 20-year to life sentence.
They need to make a movie about this.
Dog,
or at least maybe a weekend or like a mini series.
I need a docuseries.
I need to know more about this.
At the bare minimum, one of the says people also ask what caused the Great Flood of 1993.
Oh, that's crazy.
So there's people that just remember the flood happened and
don't
have
know
no
why.
idea it was just some asshole that hadn't finished cleaning up the house yet. That's crazy.
That is wild, man.
Also, what kind? Nah, I'm not putting the blame on the wife here.
Yo, this
but
dude
what kind of fear
brilliant.
of his wife did he have?
Right.
That it was like, yo, I'll do anything to not let this bitch see I had people over.
This dude is brilliant.
But it got him 20-year sentence. Honestly, he could be out by now. 20 years ended in 03.
Life. Oh, life was 20?
Or 2000, so it just ended in 2013.
20 to life. 20 to life is what he got.
So his minimum sentence ended 10 years ago.
I think we need to use people like that for their audacity and their intelligence. I think we need to...
I want to know if this motherfucker
I don't want to reward bad behavior. However, if he uses that kind of brain power... It
says he's still in prison.
It
was a minimum of 20 years. It's been 30 now.
It's been a long time. Let James
Most
Robert
of these
Scott
people
out.
who had financial impairment as a result of this have probably died, and those bills are gone.
Well, no, it's probably because that's insurance. You know what I mean? Like, so insurance is going to be pissed. Like, if you mess with insurance money like that.
True, but it wasn't like insurance fraud. It's not like he was trying to get money.
It's not fraud, but it's still...
He definitely caused hella payouts.
Yeah.
So, he could never repay them and shit.
Exactly. So, but I still think someone like that, man, like, if they use their brain power for good, they can do amazing things.
$15 billion in damages.
Nah, you got to keep that.
Yeah, he wasn't going to become a billionaire, so it's like, fam, at best...
He could have. Someone like that who's willing to go to the extremes.
He wrote a novel about it, and
someone who's willing to go to the extremes can definitely become a billionaire.
It says here this was
$1 billion in 1993.
$15 billion in 1993.
Well, because you figure he messed up roads, he messed up homes.
So this article clarifies if you compare that to today money or 2021 money, it would have been $27 billion worth of damage in 2021.
Damn.
So this nigga,
I want to hear about his wife.
Like $1 billion a year.
I want to hear what she had to say about this. Because she must be, like you were saying, she must be a beast.
Yeah, it's people like, damn, bitch, I would never want to piss you off. He went $30 billion not to piss you off, and it still pissed you off. They say it's one of the most expensive and catastrophic floods to ever hit the States.
Dang. What did he do to the levee? What did he take a bulldozer to it? How did he do it?
The damage covered over 320,000 square miles.
Damn, Robert.
That guy was born in 1969. Wait, I'm sorry. What am I saying? Let me tell you some more shit.
Damn, Robert.
Let me tell you some more shit about this guy. See, now that I delved into this, it's starting to make a little more sense. This isn't just a random reckless behavior for him. Okay, he's born in 69. However, he had done time in 6 jails by the time he was in his 30s. So he knew he was a fuck around. This nigga...
That's still extreme.
2 of these arrests were for arson. He also did small-time burglary. He destroyed the Webster Elementary School in 1982 by setting it on fire. This nigga set a school on fire with the babies.
Damn, that's crazy.
And
so he was
how did he get married? And then he committed multiple fires and destroyed a garage
How did he get married? How did he get married?
So he did a 7-year prison sentence in 1988 for some of these fires. Got out, and then immediately did the flood in 93.
Okay. So, now that we have a little bit of history, I think he needs to stay in jail forever because he's only going to get worse.
He was escalating.
Yeah.
This is Criminal Minds.
Yeah. Because if he went to that level to do the flood, I mean, who knows what's next? He might be one of the people trying to fly the planes.
He didn't get out of jail until 93 for that fire in 88.
And then
93 is the same year that he did the shit. It says he spent most of his nights drinking heavily while working at a Burger King in Quincy. BK, fuck your Whopper. He and his wife Susie lived in the town of Fowler.
I want to see you.
Damn, Susie. What the fuck? Yo, I can't. This is a very long article, but yo, that's intense. Don't y'all do nothing fucking stupid.
If you get a chance, send me on my off time.
Send it to you
because I've been meaning to read more.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to read more, so that's something very, very intriguing.
Bro, that shit happens.
To wonder for a mind for someone to actually go through with their wild idea.
Yeah, bro.
That can't be the reason, man. That can't be the reason why he did it. Man, he just wanted to cause destruction.
Right. I only wanted to see what kind of party, and I wanted to find out more information about that. But I didn't see it. I'm trying to hurry up. I didn't want to just run our whole show on this one thing.
Shit.
But motherfucker, that's crazy, yo. I wanted to get that out. Let's move to one of your points. I've been doing too much.
Man, that one is that's pretty good. I can't wait to tell.
Right, yo, that shit crazy. On God, got niggas out here wilding in the 90s. He's still in jail for that shit. $30 billion damn near. What you gonna do with that?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh yeah.
Well, one of the things I was going to talk about was Draymond's stop. You know, we can kind of end on basketball, I think. So what I will go with is Honda Day. So I went to a event called Honda Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have maybe a few of them a year, or a couple of them a year. But this one was at Budds Creek, and it's a pretty large event. People come from New York and Massachusetts and all types of stuff to come to this event. This was held in Budds Creek, Maryland.
Well, that's good because Honda didn't come to the other car thing you went to, right? They weren't at the car show.
No, yeah, that's what. Yeah, we were talking. Yeah, I was surprised that they weren't there.
But they had their own event.
but this is they're not even a part of this event. You know what I mean? So this is just well, they might. I don't think they are. Okay. But this is just a whole bunch of enthusiasts who love Hondas. Who bring all of their modified Hondas for a huge car show, and it's also a drag racing event. Of course, I'm more for the drag racing event, but what I will say is, typically when I go to car shows, I kind of after a while I get bored. It's just like whatever. There's no action with these cars. But for some reason with the Honda car show, it was really, really interesting seeing the detail that people go into putting into their cars. So much where I took notice of a hood prop, the thing that props the hood up, was it was made with titanium, and then you burned it so it has different colors. And just the fact that someone went that far just to do that, you know what I mean? And the engine bay was clean, the car interior was clean. It was just amazing, and it made me realize, like I was telling you earlier, is everybody in debt? Like, how is everyone doing this? So it's either that or just people have really, really great jobs. So I need to know both. I need to know what people are actually out here doing, because I want to do some cool and possibly irresponsible things too. So that was wild to see. It was inspiring to see. There's some really, 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 really fast Hondas. Yeah. And I get to see them kind of all year. Anytime you go to some of these events, my friends are some Honda people. But yeah, man, it was just cool to see. I was kind of tired throughout, like later on that day, because I hadn't gotten that much sleep because we got there pretty early. But really, really cool cars. If you want to check some of them out, you can type in hashtag Honda Day 2023 on Instagram. Plenty of people took pictures. Matter of fact, there was, speaking of waters and floods, there was this Honda or I think it was an Acura NSX that was found in the bottom of some ocean. I'm not sure what ocean, but they pulled it out and they plan on restoring it. Really? And I thought it was interesting to see how intact it was.
How the fuck does an NSX get to the bottom of the ocean?
It was stolen. I think it was stolen, and then it was stolen in like 98 or something like that, or 2003 or something. It was stolen a long time ago. It was recovered in 2019, so I don't know when it actually made it into the water. But that was a pretty cool thing to see, which you'll see if you go through those pictures. I'm sure you'll find it. But now there were some really, really, really cool Hondas, and I got a whole bunch of ideas that I would like to implement on my own vehicles.
You said Honda Days 2023?
Yeah, Honda Day 2023.
Honda Day, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. There's a good bit of I'm not sure what culture of music it is, but Spanish music that they play at like all of these, and it's pretty good. It makes for a whole little Fast and Furious kind of event. Nice. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah, y'all should check it out. I just pulled it up on my phone since we have those. We do that in real time. That shit looks cool.
The crowd's pretty cool. The weather was good. It did get a little hot, and the sun definitely burnt my neck up a little bit. But but it was
That's funny.
But it was. Did I say neckle? It felt like I said neckle.
You said neck a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It just ran together.
Yeah. But nah, it was definitely a good event. Fast cars, cool people, and some really, really cool designs.
That's what's up, man. It's been a minute since I've gone to some car shows, but I used to go to a decent amount because of my boy that you met. And
shout out to Joe.
Hell yeah, shout out to Crack. I think he might still be with us watching the joint. And one of the things that he used to point out to me is just like you, he knows a lot more about cars than me. Is like he would say shit like that. We'd be at a joint, he'd be like, "Yo, look how clean the inside of this engine is, yo. He like, you could tell he don't drive that joint nowhere. They towed it out here. Somehow they was able to keep it pristine, wipe it down every little inch for the show, trying to get that #1 spot when it's a ranking show. You know what I mean? So
just a detail,
little shit like that would be the impressive things. Like I get it, cause I'm like, yo, I know somebody that be feeling like you just said. Like I've heard that for years. Like yo, look at how, cause it's hard to do. And I guess if you're doing a lot of the work yourself, it's hard for everything to look 100% pristine. It's like you can do like this paint job, and you might notice there's this one little dot where it's a slightly lighter or whatever, or you can see a little bit of the black peeking in from under it. You see it, and you know that a super enthusiast that's going to judge the whole thing might see it. But they probably won't. And definitely a random nigga just like, oh, yo, you killing it. This is clean. You're like,
yeah, I mean,
that one area I can't fix. I can't.
It's just like our music, bro. Like you're definitely gonna be your own worst critic. Like even that car that I was talking about, it was so clean, but had one of the seat was pretty worn. But it also shows that he drives the car, which I think is always pretty good.
Because if you can't, to some degree, that's a little frustrating.
Now the flex is I drive my crazy, clean, weird, awesome car.
It's a daily driver.
Or it might not be a daily, but I drive this car, so that's a flex nowadays, which is good because you put all this money into something, you should enjoy it, however enjoying it is.
Yeah, because if the car that you love hooking up, if you spent like at least $10,000 on extras, but then the car that you drive every day is like whatever, it's a beater. If it's like a 20-year-old whatever. It's a little bit like, they be looking down on me when I'm in a drive-thru on the high, but wait till you see my fancy shit. But it's like, but how often are they going to see it? Right. Those people are never going to see it. So you just look like the nigga that just got the 20-year-old Skylark or whatever. It's like, nah, fam, wait till you see my driveway.
What I will say about that is that person mentally will feel good knowing that I have something. I can drive a piece of crap if I know that I have something cool at
right. I get that because as a person who at times I've had two cars and normally one's better than the other.
Right.
And even on the days where I'm driving the one that I don't like as much, I'd be like, whatever, nigga. On Friday though,
I got that.
Yeah, like what I'm saying. You don't even got two cars. So I feel you. I can appreciate that perspective.
Yeah.
It just seems like it would be frustrating if all of your free money is constantly going towards the cool joint
that you never get to show. Or
some people never drive it, and some people it's so rare that it's like, you know what I mean? Like if you buy, I don't know. I
mean, sometimes if you drive, you might not even enjoy it because you just bought a whole bunch of stuff that the internet says is cool.
True, that too.
You gotta make. Now my thought is when you get a car, if you want to modify it or whatever, see what you don't like about the car and do something with that. Don't just do it because everyone else does it. Just do your best to make the car more enjoyable to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of fucking knowledge, your money.
Yeah, for sure.
The people that like looking at it ain't gonna pay you back. Like, oh, I bet you love driving that joint like I would. Here's 20 for your hard work. like, you enjoy that drive.
True.
Fuck that.
Hit us with another Pins point.
Yeah, man. So one thing I want to mention, and I've been posting it online as I see, is in real life, niggas are getting leg extensions now. That's a surgery. So like how it was BBLs. Now
do we know that that's real? Is that real?
I've seen more than one case of it posted with like what appear to be surgical photos attached to like pricing and all kinds of other shit, and like the testimonial of the guy being like, yo, I get more dates, I get more.
I ain't mad at you, King. Go ahead.
But apparently it's somewhat very dangerous, and
it seems very dangerous.
The one story
seems like you're not walking in your 60s.
The dude, you definitely can't hoop anymore. Like, don't do it for hooping. If you make one pivot, you Kevin Durant out this bitch. Like, down.
Let's go AD. Let's go AD.
But I mean, KD looks more frail. That's what
I. For sure. Okay.
But yes, AD is definitely Mr. Glass Bones and shit. Fucking glass, unbreakable ass, yo. But anyway, I just want to say that, yo, because it was like, I feel like it was a joke. Like it's always been a joke. Like you could never. They made that joke on white chicks.
Maybe it was a joke that somebody just took way too serious
and was like, maybe we can make it.
What was the joke on white?
And white chicks so they went to that big gala. I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago. So when Sean and Marlon were dressed up as the white chicks and they went to that big weekend party that everybody's going to, when they first meet up with their homegirls,
right?
And they don't recognize them, but they recognize them. When they first get face to face and finally walk over to them and they're like greeting each other, they ain't seen each other in a while. The one bitch goes, "Wait a second, something's off," and we're all at home like, oh, "They're gonna know." Yeah. And then all she says is like, "You look taller. Did you like change your hair or like is your like high heels or something?" She was I think it's the Marlin girl goes, "No, silly, I got my knees done," and she was like, You can do that?" And she like starts rubbing on her leg like they can do that because she's like the shortest one out of the other homegirls. Okay. So she got all excited. She's like jumping up and down playing with her knee, and she's like, "Yeah, silly, get your knees done." And then fast forward 20 years later, niggas is out here like, "Yo, fam, just got my knees done, cuz." And it looks like little bullet hole drills in the extra femur area. Right. The one joint I saw said the dude spent over $170,000 on it. Wow. So it's like for a sizable house, depending on the state that you live in, you could have up to 5 more inches of femur. Specifically, so your arms might still be like, "Oh no." But so then I guess they could add an extendo on here, but then you're gonna need like a neck and a slight more chin and a fucking. So I don't know about balance, but if you're gonna wear things that kind of make it misleading. But the most recent one I seen was kind of funny because the dude went from 5'4" to 5'7", and I'm like, I don't know if that's worth. Like you're still in the fucking. You're in the same category that you were in.
Unless he just wanted
feels better.
He might have just wanted to be the inch taller than his lady or something.
Just to be able to be like, I'm more normal height than.
But yo, that
considered not normal height, I guess.
The thing that I always found crazy, I found it crazy with like when you get like hair extensions and stuff like too. When you come to work the next day and you're taller.
Yeah.
Or you suddenly have long hair. Like, you didn't have that. You didn't have.
Right. You be like, "Hey, Tom."
Ain't my business.
Huh?
Yeah, you be like, "What?"
Tom wasn't taller than me before. Those are regular shoes and shit.
The other thing is it makes that joke even more funny. Yeah. Why are black people so tall?
Bruh. One of the dudes that got it.
Negroes.
Right, Negroes. Well, I've been calling it online. I've been calling it Negro surgery.
Oh,
and I don't put any space in between. It's just Negro.
That's hilarious.
And I'm waiting for Facebook to try me because I'm like, read the post, you bitch. I just forgot the hyphen. I don't know how to spell so good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm totally waiting. This is a fat battle I'm willing to fight because it is goddamn Negro surgery as far as my science knows. They're growing knees out this bitch. But yeah, so it does make that joke better. And but one of the people that I saw, the first article I saw, he was a black dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
I think he.
I was wondering if anyone else did it. Did anyone else do it?
Yeah, another guy I saw, he appeared to be of some sort of Asian descent, but I can't confirm. But I was like, but to me that kind of made sense, because I'm like, well, you know,
that's interesting.
As I understand it, sometimes you guys might be a little shorter, right? Stereotypically, yeah. But this fucking guy, this is the next one I saw. He's a popular Vietnamese YouTuber, so I should be able to look that up. Google popular Vietnamese YouTuber height lengthening surgery and see how this leg looks oblong as fuck.
Yeah, but he has like huge feet too. Isn't he just a big person, or do they give him big feet?
Well, he can't be a big person if he started from 5'4". I'm gonna pull it up on Google real quick. Popular.
But you see how big his feet were?
I did. Vietnamese YouTuber height.
That's man. You know, I thank God that I am fairly happy with myself. That I don't have a need to. You know, there are things I would like to change, and that's just like having a stronger back. You know what I mean? Like when I have back problems, I'm like, yo, this sucks. And like when I have like mucus congestion and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Aside from that, I'm good. Thank you, God, for giving me the mind that I have. And the body that I have.
So that's cool. I appreciate that you feel that way. Just so you know that I'm not bullshitting, there's a whole article called Inside the World of Leg Lengthening. And that's attributed to GQ. As in, like, nigga, are we admitting that as men we just must go through with this if we're not already of a certain height and shit? Because that's a lie. But yeah, apparently Dr. D extended this popular Vietnamese person's femurs. His name is Dr. D. So, you know, we keeping it on God. If I get a challenge, I'll try to look it up and make sure this shit is something. Yo, that's crazy. It only works from 3 to 6 inches, apparently. The catch, they say, is it requires having both of your femurs broken. So that's the painful part.
You know what? Maybe I did hear something about this because they attach something to it and then your bone grows.
It looks like they add an extendo in the middle after they break it, because this picture here, if y'all Google this, I guess GQ.com has an article about it if y'all don't want to just hear what the fuck I'm saying and you don't trust me. But it looks like, so there's a picture on there if y'all go, and it looks like somebody's holding basically a see-through bone that has a titanium pole or rod in the middle that it might have an extendo section. I don't really... What the fuck? I'm not going to read this whole article, but yeah... Apparently, it's a whole thing, in that Vietnamese dude is a real example.
Wow.
Yeah, the Vietnamese dude is one of the examples that they cite as well. So
that seems crazy.
Most patients will fork over from 70 to 150 grand, depending on how many inches they want to gain. Standard 3 inches.
Maybe I should do it.
Takes about a year, but 6 inches is possible if you do your tibias also.
Oh, wow.
Then you got to get the nails surgically removed, which is an additional 14 to 20 grand. And they offer financing through SoFi and online bank.
Wow. So people are, once again, like the Hunter thing.
Yeah, they're going to be broke on it. John took out a loan for his femurs.
Oh, he took out a loan. Wow.
It's $1,200 a month for the next 5 years to pay off the femur
he took
part.
a big boy
Just
car
the femur part.
That's a $60,000 car. That's $67,000 car.
That's some people's mortgage, bro.
Or some people's mortgage.
30 years. For 5 months, for 5 years. But I guess if you was always unhappy with your height and you make enough money to pay $1,200 a month to be taller, I guess. I don't know. Is there a thing that you would spend that much money on about your appearance? Maybe not you. You kind of just said you feel like you're awesome.
I would spend that much money just on my body like LeBron does. Like, it would be cool just to make sure that I am of great health and
that makes
great
sense,
physical stature.
Your life could last longer, but not something physical.
And I'll get a physical or someone who can like a physical trainer and stuff like that. I'd pay for something like that.
Or some shit.
Yeah. But to actually have someone break my bones because I want to be, that's crazy. Maybe it's not crazy, but it's not something that I would do. But you know what? Maybe I should do it because when I was a kid, I always thought that I was going to be like 6'11".
I want to read you these.
I didn't get there.
I feel you. I feel like there's 7 crazy sentences in a row in this article.
Let's go for it.
Don't seem like they should go together. So I'm going to read this out loud in a reading voice. All right, y'all get ready for this reading voice so you can hear the weirdness in this shit. This is on the GQ article. It's nothing short of a miracle that we can change something in the human body that was once unchangeable. A short king can transform himself into just a king, as long as he's willing to subject himself to the kind of horrifying, life-altering injury traditionally associated with getting hit by a bus. It's as if we're playing God to appear slightly more vulnerable on Tinder. On some level, it's grotesque. It's also a medical wonder. I'm just going to stop right there. What the fuck did I just read? Yo! He said you could go from a short king. This is a real
At least it said king, bro. I like it. I like it.
To just
go ahead.
Acknowledge this. But even this article suggests that you're either a short king or you're a king.
Right.
You can't just be a king and be short.
Yeah,
that's fuck. You're just
go short king.
That's wild. But then it immediately roast the niggas at the same time. Like, yeah, we just want to get hit by a bus. Just to not be a short king. You're about
why? What was the boneable? Didn't it say something?
Boneable, yeah. It said it's as if we're playing God to appear slightly more vulnerable. Vulnerable on Tinder. A real fucking article said vulnerable on Tinder.
Oh, is that what I thought they were trying to say vulnerable?
No, it said able. They made vulnerable a word.
I thought they meant vulnerable instead of vulnerable. I thought that was the
they weren't making a play.
But they made vulnerable on Tinder.
They meant like that somebody would
make
find
you
you
vulnerable
on
Tinder. Wow,
on Tinder because now you're not gonna say I live in the city and I'm 5'3". They'll be like I live in the city and I'm 5'8", and they'll be like.
At least he's normal. He's normal height.
I'm sure you'd be more like, I guess a person that cares about height would definitely more likely click on the 5'7" dude than the 5'3" dude.
Yeah, I would imagine most women probably would.
But also I don't know that 5'7" is a guarantee to get clicked too. I've known dudes that were that height and complained that chicks thought they were too short.
Women like 6 footers.
Right. I'm aware because I'm 5'11".
I think I'm about that.
That shit's period.
I think I'm at the same height.
Yeah?
I think maybe we have the same height.
Maybe so. I just always remember being like, word.
I'm somewhere around there. I'm
just not gonna flip.
Yeah.
Just get me to the fucking.
Last time I looked though, it actually was 6 foot. I'm like, hey, I made it. I'm something now.
That's the stepping stones, yo. Because I remember that's like the thing. Like when you're in like middle
wanted to
school,
get to
like I'm gonna be at least 6 feet.
Yeah,
even though I was looking at my dad and he wasn't, I was like, shit.
But see, my dad, well, he probably isn't now, but my dad was 6'3", and my uncle was 6'4". So I'm like, yeah, makes total sense that I'll be 6'11". Every video game, whether I was a wrestler or NBA star, I was 6'11".
Honestly,
every single one. I'm glad I'm not there because eventually I might get a Miata, and I don't want to be a 6'11" in a Miata. I might skip over the Miata if I get my Audi, but
I understand.
But yeah, we'll see.
I don't know exactly how tall my dad is, but I know that I'm a little bit taller than him. But I also his youngest brother though is probably like 6'4". So that was my thing. I was telling myself is like, that's all right. I'll somehow mimic this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But you never know
that
how it's gonna play out.
Wild.
So just so y'all know, we got niggas in jail for flooding out Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
We got niggas putting in femur pops to get extendos. You know what I'm saying? And we got Draymond stomping niggas' chest in.
Hey man, we live in a new day, man.
Shit is wild out here, B.
We live in a wild day. You hear what Shaq was like, what's it supposed to do? What's it supposed to do?
I mean, Sabonis did hug like both of his feet while he was trying to run. I kind of need my feet to myself.
It didn't look as bad like he would have fell. Like I don't think he was at that. He didn't have any momentum with him. But like if he did, then it's like I could have fell.
No, that's what I think.
And it's scary to fall in the NBA right now.
Yeah, that's what I think he did, especially that weekend. Like everybody just finished dying and shit.
And especially if he got held the game prior by Monk is what one of his complaints was that they didn't call.
They don't give him shit because he acts like
yeah.
So they always like, that's what you get.
Honestly, I hope he doesn't get suspended for the stomp.
How about people say?
Maybe if you want to eject him, but
they already did.
Yeah,
so that should be over.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe if they wanted to eject him, but at the same time, it's like it wouldn't have happened if he didn't do that.
Right, and they didn't eject Sabonis.
Yeah, you can't tell someone how to react to someone.
That's almost like what happened to E40 when he says that he was being heckled by. You saw he got kicked out of the game.
Yeah, I heard. I was listening to it today actually.
Yeah, so it's oddly similar in like construct
that the person started with him.
Right.
I don't know how that happened.
That
it was racially motivated or something.
He says that it was a white lady and maybe people with her had been heckling him the whole game, and he got tired of it and was like, "Fuck this whole being rich shit. I'm gonna say something." So he finally turned around and said something. But he's like, that's all the staff reacted to was that he did something. She didn't like his response, so she, I guess, told or whatever, and they just came and immediately assumed he was wrong because he had on like a Scully and a black tee, and he's a fat black dude. So they're like, get the fuck out.
I don't know, but he's front row.
He's front row, and he was trying to act that way, but they probably took that to be like, that's even more reason we suspect you're the aggressor because you're rich and you think you can do that. But allegedly, because I still wasn't there, obviously, that wasn't the case. And they had been picking on him. He responded, and he gets put out. But it's kind of funny because it's like, well, if Sabonis was putting Draymond at risk by hugging his fucking legs while running, but nobody cared about that. They just cared about the fact that he got stomped as a result. So only the nigga gets kicked out at the end for doing nigga shit. But when some regular offensive shit happens in the beginning, it's all good until the nigga reacts, basically. Every time a nigga reacts, it's a problem. But when things are just going bad, it's just considered like what you do, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't really rock with all of his antics most of the time, or some of the time. But I if you do something to me, it's no telling what may happen, vice versa. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know that I would have just stomped a dude like that, or and like he said, it was because he did it so hard. It was just like there was a moment where you could see it like.
He literally raises his arms and does it's like a wrestling move. He's like making sure that we all knew that shit. So for me, it was like the way he did it. I think if he'd have just did it and acted like he was walking over him, they'd have called like a flagrant 2 and like, you can't stand on people. But he took the foot off of the chest and reinserted it without moving forward. So that's not forward progress. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to get by. That's what made it look crazy. But then when you go back and watch the ankle hug, that shit looks equally crazy because that's not a normal thing to see either. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I liked?
Listen.
I like to see that Sabonis felt it.
Yeah.
I like to see that he was in a little bit of pain.
He was. Some people say he was acting, but it looked like he literally got shit stomped.
I think it probably did hurt a little bit.
Yeah, a little, yeah. You had a grown ass NBA person on your chest for a moment there.
Are you rooting for either one of them? Well, not either one of them. Are you rooting for Golden State or the Kings?
Here's the deal with me.
In this particular matchup?
In this instance, I'm a little bit torn because it looked like for so many years Sacramento would never matter again.
Right, yeah.
Like ever.
Like
Peja, even when
after I saw Peja, Bibby, and Weber, it's like...
Even when I saw De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis made the All-Star game, I was still like, look at the NBA giving out pity placement. Like, I was like, there's no way these niggas matter. You feel me? So the person in me that grows to appreciate underdog teams before they become big,
right,
is happy for them. But because I remember personally back when I felt like the Warriors were an underdog team, they're obviously not that anymore. They went on to be huge time. But in the beginning, it was like, nah, can they really get it done with them little shooty niggas? And then they did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm torn because even every year that people hate Golden State, I don't. You know what I'm saying? When they got mad that KD came, I was happy. I was like, oh my God, they're definitely going to. You know what I mean? I enjoy watching them play.
I wasn't happy about it, but I wasn't mad about it either. I'm like, well, that's crazy.
The only reason I was happy.
How can you beat them?
I was happy for KD. I was like, yo, he was smart enough to pick a team that really can do it and not just somewhere where people were like, come on down. You know what I'm saying? I liked that. You know what I mean? And I knew they were going to win, and I knew it was going to be fun to watch because nobody could beat them. They were going to have to figure out a way to beat them, right? So I like the Warriors almost no matter what they do. I like Draymond almost no matter what he does. But it's hard for me not to care about Sacramento's need to be relevant. You feel me? So I'm just kind of enjoying the series. But there's a part of me that's upset and wants the Warriors to come back. Because I'm like, it can't go down like this. This is fucked up.
I kind of want the Warriors to win for some reason.
Yeah, it can't go down like this. Like them getting the 2 first wins alone is great progress for Sacramento.
But you know what? Like that doesn't scare me.
No, I think that the Warriors are capable of finishing it out. Yeah. But I'm also saying that if they don't, I don't know that I'm ready for that transition yet.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't, what if people start dropping off the team this offseason? Like, what if they just...
They're already talking about Clay.
My dad already asked, he was like, you think the dynasty's over? And I'm like, I don't know. And it's not my dynasty. Like, I'm not that connected to it. Yeah. But I've been enjoying watching it. So it's like, that's going to be weird to watch Clay be a Bull and...
That's what I don't want to say. I would want them to retire. I want them. I want them to retire as Golden State NBA players. Yeah. But yeah, I Steph Curry made me want to watch basketball again. So I think I kind of root for them.
I think that's what it is. I like Curry too much to say fuck the Warriors.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be addicted to me, even when they're doing unbelievable threes and these all the plays.
And I like when I see him trash talk.
Yeah, and then I'm like, yo, he's one of the smallest dudes out there, and y'all can't stop none of this goofy shit he's doing. Like, that's crazy.
But like last year and the year prior, I had like teams I wanted to win for certain reasons. Like I wanted to see Phoenix win before because I wanted Chris Paul to get a ring so bad. But this year, it's like I would like that. But now that KD's on it, but they're still like right now. I like the way Russ is playing. Like
Russ is getting his redemption points.
Yeah, if the Clippers win, I would be so happy for Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I would be so happy for him.
Yeah, it'll be good, man. It definitely be good for him because he got so much shit talk. I mean, I participated in sharing some of the memes when they was shit talking too. Because it was funny, but it's weird, yo, because he should get more respect.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
He should get more respect than he was getting. Because he's still, regardless if you talk about padding stats or not, his triple doubles and the things that he did.
I don't think he was really trying. I think he was just hard as well.
He's playing hard. He always played hard, yo. I thought he was playing hard even before people acknowledged him as a good player. There were things about him
that's just his style of play. He plays hard.
There were things about him that felt Jordan-esque to me. Like he felt like if Jordan never took the time to master specific shit, what I mean? But he played with the energy of like an 80s Jordan, like, yo, I'm just going to keep running and keep jumping. Just jump higher than everybody else.
Crazy hustle.
And I'm just going to jump further than everybody else, even though, like I used to feel that way.
He's
about
got that
him.
chip on him.
So when people started talking down, I was like, I guess he's missing the threes and shit, but he's still that assistant.
I was upset because it's like,
yo.
when has he ever been like a super shooter? Like, this is Russell Westbrook. Like,
right. He's kind of driving to the paint. He's a slasher and a passer. You know what I'm saying? He gets like rebounds in between.
And he's mean with it.
Shit. Yeah,
he's mean. Don't forget
how shit. Right?
Yeah, don't forget how mean Russ was.
Yeah, it's the whole thing, man. So I that's kind of what's fucking me up right now, yo. Is some of these series I'm okay with either team winning, and that's not what sports is typically is for me. I normally have somebody a clear cut who I want.
No, this time
NBA be fucking me up. I be like, unless I hate the other team, it'd be like, oh, this is good.
I'm super on the West, honestly. Like I would like to see Russell Westbrook get one. That'd be pretty cool. I would like to see the Lakers get one.
I'm happy
I don't
with
think
the way
they
the Lakers
need
team
one.
is turning out right now.
It's a
the
good
way they're getting
team.
play out of those guys.
It's a good
I knew
team.
Rui Hachimura was going to work out when they stole him from the Wizards.
Yeah, and stole. I was confused because hearing them talk about him the other night when he had 29 points and then led the Lakers in the points. They were talking like they were surprised that he could do this. Like, this is what he did in Washington.
Right, that's why they went and got him and shit.
Yeah, like he's a weapon in the mid range. He can shoot the three ball, and apparently, I guess he does pretty good driving too. And he's where you need him to be. So I'm surprised that they're like, I'm surprised at how Rui Hachimura has stepped up. This is how he played.
Every now
Did
and
y'all
then,
not? See, that's the thing. They probably don't watch Washington basketball.
Right, that's the problem. They don't get marketed.
This is how he played. He could have been the number one over there, but for some reason he ended up having to be like the number 3.
I feel like every era has its own kind of like what's his name?
Wish I could figure this out.
Right, me too. And I forgot the guy's name. Okay, every era has like its own Aldridge, Antoine Jameson type character. Was like these guys that are like kind of sort of power forward, small forward.
Yeah.
But like, yo, I could hit a 3. I can pass it. I'm gonna rebound. And if anybody's having an off night, I'll get us those 17 points to 17 to whatever. I feel like he's the next Antoine Jameson, LaMarcus Aldridge type.
He could be a number 2 on a team. Like he could be the second. Do you think he'd be the first best player?
If he is, the team's not doing well.
Okay,
you know what I'm
saying? So he can be a number 2 then. He can be a number 2.
He's a good, and he would make a great number 3.
Yeah, but
and I think on the Lakers, he's making like a 3-4.
He's a number 6 or 7.
Yeah, technically, because then they still got D'Angelo Russell.
He's not a starter, you know.
So for them, this
is crazy
because it's like,
I don't know how they
got
got
a whole
that
extra amazing nigga just on the bench because the Wizards are terrible at trades.
The Wizards are terrible at trades, but I think Hachimura wanted out of Washington. They probably wanted to change. I don't know what kind of change they wanted.
They always want to change because they're always ass at trades, so they just take whatever the fuck you got.
But so I think he wanted out, and I think he wants to be on a championship team, and you get a chance to learn and play with LeBron.
Who doesn't want to be on a championship team? Yeah, that would be the only drawback is if you don't want to play with LeBron because you feel like he has more control over the team than a player should. If you don't like that, but on the other hand, as a player, you might love that.
I think I would like that.
Right.
Unless
he doesn't like you, then that's terrible.
Yeah, that's an issue. But Rui Hachimura, you have Russell and I keep forgetting number 2's name, Vanderbilt, and you have was it Reeves?
Reeves or something? He was showing off the other day.
Austin Reeves. Yeah. And like he's just getting better and better, and it's almost to the point where I don't know if he's getting better or we're just now getting to see.
Right, we didn't.
It's
know
probably both.
What he was doing, right.
But that's a squad.
Right, it went from a 2-man team, and both of those men are normally injured to like.
And now
who the fuck's not gonna score?
Now you don't. They need Anthony Davis needs to get rebounds and score 20, or it'd be nice if he gets like 30. LeBron can score 18 points
and just facilitate.
Yeah. LeBron might even be able to just score 10 points and be okay, but he's LeBron.
If Russell and the other people are on.
If they're on, because sometimes Russell has an off night.
Like the other night.
When Russell's hot, he's hot.
Yeah.
Rui Hachimura, I think, is fairly consistent.
That Aldridge shit.
Yeah. So the dude Vanderbilt, he plays hard. Austin Reeves, he plays. I think because they play so hard, it doesn't matter how much they score. But Reeves can score the ball. So
I also think that some of this could get shaken up. It might last through this year, but if any of the other teams and coaches and players feel like us as fans and we're like, well, we haven't watched a lot of footage on these guys, let's watch.
Right.
They might be able to come back out and be like, actually, he's trash. We just had to realize that he goes to his right 72% of the time, and he always goes to the right after a screen. And like when they find these people's patterns, it's game over for these niggas. But right now, they're in a special pocket of like, you don't know, you thought I was a bum and shit.
If Paul George comes back, I think I would like to see the Clippers win. Second would be the Lakers. Third would be Phoenix. I would like Chris Paul to get a ring. But for some reason, because Kevin Durant's on there, I'm not as pressed anymore because they can get it next year or something like that. But I think that's where I'm at with it. I don't really on the East. I don't really have a favorite if Giannis is hurt. I mean,
that's devastating for the East chances because then you gotta start just looking at, I guess, Philly.
No, I mean Boston, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Miami could be the dark horse.
Miami ain't doing shit.
They shouldn't, but they might beat Milwaukee without Giannis, and that might give them enough confidence.
But they also lost Hero, so if they get past the Bucks, they just died.
They lost Hero, but they still have other people who can shoot the ball. I think Robertson is still on that team. He can shoot the ball. All they need is a spot up shooter because you got Butler and you got Kyle Lowry that's going to do all the other work. I think if Bam Adebayo's healthy,
Lowry and Bam ain't enough, bro. Bam is going to get you maybe a double-double. Lowry.
That's what you need from him. You need Bam to get like mid-20s maybe.
But some of those games I feel like he's gonna get 12 and 10.
And Kyle Lowry shouldn't have to even score 30. If he does, they definitely should win.
I don't think he can.
But Butler has to be on. I think the last night Butler wasn't on.
Especially not in a series where everybody's present against them. I don't think he can consistently score 30.
I don't think so either because he's older. But if he can pick up when Butler falls, and the same and vice versa, I think that they could have a shot in the East. Honestly,
I think that if Giannis if Giannis can't come back at all, I think Miami wins that series. If Giannis comes back by Game 3, I think Miami's fucked.
Okay.
If he doesn't make it back by the time the record is too topsy-turvy, then it don't matter what he does after that. I think they'll still lose the series. But
no one believes in the Celtics, huh?
I don't care about them. I don't know what that means. I just don't care. I keep hearing about them being good so much that I don't care.
I do care, but I just...
It's almost like they're supposed to be the shoe-in in the East, and that's what makes me not care.
I have a bad taste in my mouth
when they get
Boston. Out there. They're good, but for some reason, I can't put my finger on it, but I have a bad taste.
I don't care about Jason Tatum, but the reason I don't care about Jason Tatum is weird. I don't care about Jason Tatum because when I play 2K in the weird way that I play, which is I made my own league and I made all of the leagues, like almost every team in the league except for 4 are the greatest of all times of each team. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then I do wild trades. So it doesn't stay that way. Like everybody's playing for everybody. And every time I put Jason Tatum on my team, he's the least fun person to play as. Like I'll use him for a play and be like, that was sucked. Like, even if he scores, I'll be like, that would look dumb. I didn't feel good. So it made me not give a fuck about him and almost the whole team just because he's not fun to play with. You feel me? As soon as he gets the ball, I'll be like, nigga, give it to Iverson. You're an asshole. Or whoever other weird person I got on this stacked up team. You feel me? Right. I don't like playing with him, and it's making me not care about watching them.
I'll give you that. So on 2K, I did the season thing, so where I'm just my character.
I got you.
So now I played for Miami because I was like, it'd be nice to be in Miami, right? And Butler would have awful nights. I would set him up perfect. I'm point guard. I finally decided not to be 6'11", be my regular height. And I'd set him up, and he'd be missing shots. Like, yo, what? And you expect me to pass to you at the end of the game? Because they always want to give it to him at the end. Like, no, you didn't do nothing in the beginning of the game to deserve this. So Butler pissed me off there. So that's why it confused me in my mind because I'm like, is he a superstar? But even now, it's like he is, but is he? And who do you compare him to?
When 2K plays against you using Butler, he's nice.
Right.
But when you use him, it's hit or miss, I guess. But I feel that way about Tatum, and I could be using him wrong, but it's not.
You're probably using him wrong.
Regardless of what it is,
he's nice.
I'm not having fun, though, playing with him. I guess because I got to post up more and whatever else. But I have so many. Again, I know it's my fault. I know I'm admitting that I build a ridiculous system in 2K.
Yeah.
But it's for my own at-home private play.
I can't do it. I cannot build a ridiculous. I have to be as close to reality as possible.
Nah, yo,
I have to be like I'm in the NBA.
I don't put me in it. I'm only playing with real NBA players. Although sometimes I'll have real fun and just make.
You're just having fun.
Boost niggas stats up like, yo, this random nigga y'all never heard of is 7'4", and look, and I put him at power forward. He's fucking shit up.
Just having
I just be doing dumb shit. But when I'm playing, you know what I'm saying. Still, I just have more fun using some other characters, and I know it's no fault of his own. It doesn't mean he's not nice. He's got great stats in the game and all that shit. I just be like,
you might be using him wrong because I think. Obviously, he's a shooter, but he does some pretty. Well, he hasn't been shooting that well here lately, I don't think. But he, relatively, you know what I mean, because he's a good shooter. But he has some nice finishes and stuff like that. So, but he is an interesting player.
And I'm not playing 23 actively. I'm still playing 22.
Right.
So that could have something to do with it. Maybe they pumped him shit. But I don't know. Again, I don't hate the Celtics. I know they're supposed to be a shoo-in for the East. It's just because of that. I don't care, and because I don't like playing with yo in the game, it doubles me down, not caring. So it's just like, well, I'll see y'all when y'all get there, nigga. Like, whatever. Y'all got like Marcus Smart and Tatum. Like, ooh.
You got Brown.
Yeah, they do.
Brown's good.
That's cool. Yeah, they got it.
He would be more. Like he would hit that next level on a different team, I think.
Absolutely.
Because it's like he has to find a way to work with Tatum, which I think is a good 1-2 punch, honestly. But
I don't have fun playing with Booker on 2K either. So, he annoys the shit out of me on 2K.
I'm kind of interested. This is the thing about Booker. I feel like I just found out about him.
I don't know what his specific skill set is of excellence. He kind of does a little bit of all the things, but I find him boring as shit.
He's a hard individual. Like when I first started realizing or noticing him, which was I think honestly last year.
It's because the commentators are making you. They're like, Booker did it again. And I'm like, again?
But I'm like, for some reason, I couldn't understand him.
I don't care about him. That's what I'm saying. It's like I know the Suns got people, but some of them I don't care about because I'm like. Yeah, he might do good this game, but also he might not, because who the fuck is yo? And I know who he is now.
Yeah.
But I still don't give a fuck, and he's not fun to play with in 2K.
But it's like, I understand who Mikal Bridges is. And it wasn't the star of the team.
Right.
I understand who DeAndre Ayton is. I understand those kinds of players. But for some reason, I couldn't understand Booker.
Right. He's like a watered down Tatum or a watered down
Kobe.
He's
probably better. He's probably better than Tatum. He's probably better than Tatum.
But I don't care. Like, does that make sense? It's like, I don't care
he's a better
about
shooter.
him or him.
He's a better shooter and probably more competitive than Tatum. So
that's interesting. I don't know if we could prove that.
I think we can probably prove it statistically. We can probably prove it. He's like, it's funny here because he's a trash talker too, and so one of the things that he says, he was like, if it's round, I can shoot it. He
doesn't look like a trash. It might be his appearance.
And that's the other thing. I don't know what to make of him as a basket. I don't know what to make of him. I'm getting better. I even watched the documentary because it was weird to me it's a weird way to say it, but it's like I didn't understand who he was. Like, you show me KG and show me how he plays, I understand it. But for some reason, I wasn't understanding Booker.
But I feel like I could look at KG's mugshot, like his player mugshot, and be like,
I get it.
He looks like he probably a power forward or a center.
Right.
He probably talk hella shit.
I get it. Chris Paul, I get it.
If you showed me a picture of Booker, I'd be like, oh, he looks like he be cracking a lot of jokes on the bench and TikToking. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, he be out there getting it in on the court. Like, he doesn't give me that vibe aesthetically.
It's crazy, but apparently he's that dude out on the court. Apparently he is that dude. And if
that's just got to be infuriating to let him be out there talking shit to you, looking like a little ass kid. He's like, yeah, mom's never gonna believe you, but I just told you a bitch.
And like, he's got a cool deep voice too.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about you.
And once I realized that he drove a Grand National, which is a nice Buick Regal from the '80s, I was all for it.
That's nice.
He's got good taste in cars.
The best thing I could say is just I didn't have fun with him on 2K. He's one of those niggas where I put him on my team thinking like, oh, that'll be a nice addition. Because again, I got these souped up teams, so he probably not even starting. So then when he comes in off the bench and I end up using him on a player 2, I'm like, nigga, I'm trading you at the end of this game. And I'll take almost any. I'll take Jerry Stackhouse. Like, I don't just get him the fuck out of here. I want Jerry.
I was just about to try to find. So he's like a Jerry. Well, he's not a high flyer.
Right. I'd still rather have
Stackhouse
Jerry.
is a high flyer. So I think my thing with he's not a watered down Tatum like at all because I think he's better or he's at least as good, but I think he's better. Honestly, I think he's better. I think he would be a watered down Kobe.
Which is what I think he wants to be. I think that's what Tatum kind of loved.
They were both their guys. But the way that he plays, like he can shoot it. He can shoot it on anybody. He can get his space. So he's a good bat. It's still hard to make his exact game is tough to pick out, but he does everything good or everything well. But I also don't count on him
to make the game-winning shot. I don't.
Yeah,
I think he got too many other people around him that can.
It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. Chris Paul got there, and they almost could have had it, but then they just fell apart. So I think you need KD to finish that out.
That's why they wanted him. Why they wanted accepted and allowed.
You need it should have been DeAndre Ayton. It should have been like if everyone's tired, get the ball down low to DeAndre Ayton. But I guess they don't play like that anymore. Because I'm still thinking about. The early 2000s,
right? Early 2000s, 90s ball, and shit like that. Yeah.
But I'm getting better with understanding him. But when he first came, I never even thought about understanding someone. It's just like my brain was just like, yo, I don't get it.
Yeah, yo, I don't care. I just never cared about it. It's certain players where they try to tell me that they're amazing, but based on what I've seen. And then random other things that I guess I picked up about them or that I think I picked up about them, I just be like, so?
He gets, sometimes it might be because he gets the quiet buckets.
Yeah.
He gets the hustle plays, he gets some rebounds, putbacks, he gets some great shots.
I guess so.
So I think he gets quiet buckets.
And
he's the kind of guy he got 30?
He's not one of those dudes that I don't like. Like, there's people in the NBA that I outright am like, yo, I don't fuck with you. And whether I know why or not.
Right.
So it's not that I don't like them. It's just that I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I hate the Suns either. But I don't care. And there was a point where I wanted Chris Paul to get his ring, and I was like, yo, that'd be nice if they get it. But I think for some reason, once they didn't get it, I was like, oh, nigga, you fucked up.
Once they didn't get it and KD came, for some reason I wasn't so pressed. Because it's like, I don't know. But that's why I said that they're like my third choice if I was to choose who was going to win it in a perfect storybook. For some reason, I like the Lakers team. I like the fact that they somehow got amazing. At the trade deadline. It's crazy how they got these players. But I like that. I like the hustle from the what Shaq calls the others, but Reeves and Vanderbilt. And Rory Hachimura, who shouldn't, he should be a starter, but that's a dope team.
He might be soon.
And then on the Eastern side, I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe Philly is my
Philly and Boston seem like it, especially if Giannis can't get back in time.
Yeah.
And even if he does, it's kind of like him, Middleton, and Drew Holiday.
Yeah. Drew Holiday is another interesting one, but I get his. He's a defensive player who can score.
Never cared about him.
He can get you 30. I like a defensive player like that.
Drew Holiday is one of those people where, when back before I guess 2Ks had the All-Star team or the greatest of all time versions of the teams, he would be one of those people where when I went to pick a team, if he was the starting point guard, I'd be like,
that's a different Holiday.
I really want to have.
That's a different Holiday.
The whole time? Drew Holiday? Am I tripping?
He's not a point guard.
What is he?
He's like a 2 or 3.
Maybe I'm talking about the wrong Holiday then.
There was a smaller Holiday. He's not small. He's the.
That could be what I'm talking about. I don't know, yo. There was
a smaller Holiday who was kind of fast, I think.
I don't care about the old school Holiday, and I also don't care about this Holiday. I assumed that they was just the same nigga, and he was revamping his career again. But even if it's not, he's of similar complexion and build as I thought as the previous Holiday that I didn't give a fuck about, and I still don't care about this Holiday. I don't know why. I know the Bucks make a good team overall, the way they play together, but without Giannis in there, it's kind of irrelevant.
They're like a new San Antonio with a more athletic and different. It's a different big.
It's like if Duncan was like instead of just like
it's a different big, but they're like the new San Antonio.
Yeah,
to me.
That's fair. I don't know, man. I just don't trust Booker. And fucking what's it called it for fun purposes. I know they're good players. I just don't give a fuck. It's like I feel like the NBA is trying to sell them to me before they sell themselves to me.
Maybe. Well, to me, I think Tatum kind of earned it at one point because they did make it to the finals.
I don't care about that.
I count on Tatum making the final shot. I for some reason don't count on Booker making the final shot, but he has made some final shots.
Like when the NBA wanted to sell Curry to me, they didn't have to do that much.
No.
When they wanted to sell KD to me, they didn't have to do that much. No. Especially KD, because I already understood his size and mobility alone.
It was
like,
crazy.
That's crazy.
It was, yeah.
Steph, all I had to do was see a couple of impossible threes, and that already rocketed him past Reggie Miller, all the other previous...
He made 2 in the game?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they didn't have to sell it so hard for me back then. And I'm not saying that they're overworking trying to sell the two people I just mentioned.
Right.
But I do feel like no matter what they say, I'm always want to see a little bit more. I've never felt like they were hyping Curry too much. I feel like he's doing exactly what y'all are talking about.
They didn't have to say Ja Morant.
Right. He was doing exactly what y'all were talking about. But these niggas, they be like, yo, he's amazing. Wait till you see this game. And I'll watch a whole 4 quarters and be like, yeah, he's got stats. Yeah, I guess he didn't turn over that much, but it wasn't like blowing me away that they were killing this game.
They're just all around good players. I mean, but you know, like what made Ray Allen so great? It was the shooting, right? But like when you talk about these kinds of players, I guess like I like Richard Jefferson, but he was a high flyer.
That's another.
So there was a thing.
To me, Richard Jefferson is another Aldridge.
Jameson. He's a go getter, hard worker.
Right, just play a role.
Although I thought he was going to be better.
Mid.
And Andre Iguodala. I thought Andre Iguodala was going to be like a number 1 on the team.
Iggy, to me, was built like LeBron was built.
Yeah.
But he always just played smart man ball. He was a role player.
Yeah.
I think
he
the
played like a role player, but I feel like he didn't. I feel like he could have been more than
right.
A role
he never
player,
became the number 1 guy. I always thought he was capable of it.
Me too. Especially on Philly.
Yeah.
In Philly.
The cool thing about him, though, was any team that I saw him on, I knew they had so much more experience and knowledge.
Yeah.
And a nigga that could come off the bench and get them through the rough spell.
Yeah.
That was dope. But it sucked that he could never just be the guy the whole game.
Right.
He'd be like, yo, I got y'all. He's tired. I'll hold it down for like the next 6 minutes, but you get his ass back out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, fam.
You know what? Booker and them, they might be like, what was it, Michael Finlan or whatever was on Dallas?
Yeah.
Finley? Yeah.
He was their legit number 2.
Yeah, you know they might be kind of like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was a good all-around player.
Yeah, he
and
was.
Booker is kind of like that too. Tatum, I don't know if he's like that on defense, but he's long enough to be.
Mm-hmm.
So they say he's like 6'9".
I think so.
He doesn't even seem that tall.
That's kind of my thing, yo. Because it's like, is he a power forward or not?
No, to me he's a small forward.
Right. If he's a small, then we're comparing him to like LeBron.
And honestly, I would have thought he was a shooting guard.
And if he's a small forward,
I would have thought he would have been 2. But yeah, he would be a small forward. You can't compare him to LeBron. You just.
Well, I'm just saying if he's the beacon of what small forwards are supposed to be for the past 15, 20 years, or Durant.
I would consider LeBron to be a small forward.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to consider Durant that, whether you put him as small or the 4.
That's an interesting one.
Because I mean,
I wouldn't want him down low. You know what I mean? Like
right,
when I'm thinking about older basketball, so I would put him as a small forward.
Right. So if those are the 2 small forwards of like this time, this version of our time, right, this moment in our generation, then it's like, where does this motherfucker stack up against them?
I think he's a newcomer.
He is, but. My thing is, it's unfortunate. I guess from my limited perspective, it's unfortunate that he's playing at a time where those guys are active, because in real time we can see that he's a star and they're superstars still. And even when they're old enough to retire, now I'll always remember that he was just kind of okay while they were playing. So unless he becomes like this amazing, unstoppable I'ma always be like, damn, that sucks. He was playing when some of the greatest that'll ever play were in it, and I'm always gonna put you so far under them as a result. You never got there. You know what I'm saying?
Have you watched them?
I've watched them, but I don't see, when I'm watching him play,
he's done some...
The reverence that people have for KD and LeBron, he hasn't gotten that yet.
Right, yeah, true.
But all I'm saying is I don't think he'll ever get there. And maybe that's not fair to judge him against it, but those are the types of people he's playing against right now for stardom. And generally speaking, if you know that one of those dudes is the number one on the team and he's the number one on that team, you would be like, well, they're probably gonna win. Maybe if the whole team's not as good, no. Like when the Lakers were trash, Celtics run straight through. Maybe they still do, but your best person versus your best person, your best small forward versus your best small forward, he's never gonna be comparable to LeBron.
Yeah, I would never even think to compare him to. But so thinking about the best player, how about the best player on a crappy team that isn't going to wear Bradley Beal? When you compare, how do you feel about him in comparison to like Tatum or Booker?
Well, unfortunately, not only that,
he's just a bucket.
And it's on a team that I don't want to watch. And I feel like their games don't even make it to TNT. They'd be on like Masson. They're on like, if you live in DC, you can watch it.
I was just saying, you have to go to the game to watch it.
Yeah, like you can't see that shit. You literally, they're never going to get a TNT game or a TBS game. Which is Saturday afternoon game.
So
and
unfortunate.
They're in the capital of the country.
Because they had Roy Hachimura. They had Bradley Beal. They had, who he was on the Lakers. What was his name? Kuzma. I love watching Kuzma play. Kuzma can get you a clutch bucket at the end of a game.
Yeah, but no one, the Wizards.
I don't know why that team is bad.
Have done dumb moves since I was a child, and I can remember being like, well, why would they do that, Dad? Like, I don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's bad. They're bad,
Right now, it has to be defense.
Sports wise, in general, DC be fucking up.
They have 3 players that can go get you 30. On any given night. I don't get why they're bad.
Most people don't care about
unless it's defense.
The Washington baseball team. I don't even know why they ever exist.
People care about the hockey team though.
Yeah, the hockey team is the only team that DC has that is like in the top rankings of being able to reach playoff levels and do things and win championships here and there or get close to it. But you know what I'm saying? But the baseball team, what the fuck? Football team finally just got sold because their ownership was like, what the fuck?
Hopefully they changed the name or something.
Again?
or just get some good advertisement out to make the Commanders or whatever sound better.
Because that shit is bad, yo. It's all of the sports in DC except for hockey, which is the one thing that we don't, as a nation, support very much, is like, huh?
Was it Magic? Was Magic one of the buyers?
I don't know if that was the group that got the bid or not. I saw the name of the group, but they didn't say the Magic company. I know he was in the top runnings for it, but I don't know if that's the final.
I think it was Magic. Someone from one of the Philly guys, one of the rich guys from Philly. Someone else.
I feel you.
But like they have the offensive talent to put up numbers. That's why I'm. You got Porzingis if he's not hurt. You got Bill if he's not hurt, and you got Kuzma who can put in work.
Right, they got their own version of a big three.
And I think you got Ish Smith. Yeah, and I think you got Ish Smith. I think he's still on there. He plays pretty good.
Meanwhile, you got shit happening like out in Portland where it's just like sending his ass to DC and maybe they'll start airing those games or something. That's crazy.
It's like you can't even have him and Bill play together. I don't think. I just don't think it works.
I guess. I mean, but it
Bill
used to
could be a spot up shooter, but he had to do more to be somebody. I don't know.
It used to be Bill and Westbrook for a little while, right? So if Westbrook was able to sit there for several
I think
months,
Bill was hurt a lot.
Maybe he wasn't.
And people complained about Westbrook on that team until the second half of the season.
Well, it takes a while to get used to your new role in your team. People are assholes.
Which I think was fair. I was okay with seeing him there.
Yeah.
I just think that they needed a big that he could trust, that he could get the ball to.
I thought it was cool because I was like, look at DC actually getting some real name brand players.
Names, yeah.
Right, and then they got rid of they get rid of every name brand nigga immediately. They like the off-brand, almost name brand niggas. Like, they'll keep a Gilbert Arenas until he shoots up the locker room.
Right.
But they won't keep, like, a Chris Webber. They'll get his ass out before he even starts playing and shit. It's wild.
Well, maybe they'll get somebody good in the draft.
And give them away. That's what they do. They draft high because they always end up at a high ranking.
What do you mean? They got Kwame Brown.
They draft high because they're high up on the draft list because they're low down on the we play well list. Yeah. So then they draft well as far as people that are available, and then they give them away.
I was thinking about that.
Because they can't house them on a good team.
If you're like Victor Wembanyama, I know I did not do his last name any type of justice. But if you're someone like him, are you okay with just going to the crappy team?
I don't know, because I think a lot of times the people that get drafted first to the crappy team end up being a part of some big trade package, right? Because there's
is that how that works?
Not every time, but sometimes there's a good team that wants that number one draft pick, and they'll give you some of their everything. Yeah. Right. They'll give you multiple decent players that already have experience, but aren't great, just so that they can take your new guy and hope that new guy is going to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
yeah, we definitely need to.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up. Before we get out of here, how do you feel about New York? New York City, or the Knicks.
I'm happy that they won a road playoff games. I guess that's the first time since niggas was in like elementary school, or you know what I mean. Like I feel bad for them sports wise a lot of times, so that was dope. But they ain't doing shit. They're not gonna do shit. We didn't even bring them up in this conversation till right now, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
they ain't going. You know, if they get out of the first round, I'll be happy for them, just as a New York milestone. But on the other hand,
who are they going against?
It's not Atlanta. I saw the game the other night.
Maybe it is Atlanta.
No, I think Atlanta's going against a good team. Because Atlanta was like the 8th seed, wouldn't they? So they got it. It's either they're not going against I think Atlanta and Boston. That's why Boston's doing good, because it's fucking Atlanta's weak ass. Yeah. They got like Clint Capella. Like they got a rebound guy. Like what the fuck are you gonna do with that? Freaking serious.
He might do something. He might do something.
They got that little dude that's balding already. It's like his 3rd season. He's already got nice hair and also balding at the same time. And by nice, I mean it looks permed, but it's like balding. I can't think his name, the short dude. New York's playing Cleveland?
Yeah.
Cleveland might fuck them up. I think I just saw earlier.
They lost so far. They lost one.
Yeah.
Oh, no. New York won. New York beat Cleveland, I think. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Hopefully I'm not getting that wrong.
According to the text I had earlier, Garland was going off, and so
he's nice.
He's
nice.
So they might beat them tonight.
So, well, good luck to everyone playing basketball. Please, I hope no one gets hurt. Hope y'all just have a good time playing some good games, some good basketball, and we gotta get something on up out of here.
Hell yeah, we about to be out. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us on the live. We appreciate y'all watching this whole podcast. If you're watching it after we officially air this bitch. Check out some of our other episodes if you haven't missed it. I mean, if you have missed it, haven't had a chance, they're pretty fucking funny. Anything you want to promo before we get out of here? Nope.
You know what? Just go ahead and listen to Macadamia.
Yeah, man. Check out some God's music if you got some time. GAWDS.
Wherever you find music, check out some Macadamia. And I'm gonna let it play off right where we left it.
On God, we about to be out. Appreciate y'all.
I've been opulent, mama knew you binocular with the ops, and I'm knocking you out your shoes. I'm not with the paparazzi, I'm popping popular tools. Monopoly got to operate properly every move. You probably not gonna stop me.